I have ancestors from Fall Creek and Augusta, Wisconsin. I found this picture online and became very intrigued because these ancestors are mostly German. The photo was about German Day. I wanted to know more, so I posted, but no one responded. So I waited about a month and I posted again. Still no response, so I decided I would look into it myself, and the following is what I found. I was happy when I found this photo in a book about Fall Creek, Wisconsin's history. The dates didn't quite match, but I knew I was on the right track. I still wondered if this was simply a Fall Creek tradition or if it was larger than that. Then I found this article in the newspaper. The date was right, it matched the previous photo, and I was certain that the date of this event was October 4th, 1914. One problem remained. I still didn't know of the origins of German Day and its significance to my ancestors. I was delighted when I found this article in the Eau Claire Leader Telegram. It talked about the German Day celebration that was to take place in Eau Claire, and it also mentioned that the celebration was to commemorate the date of the first arrival of Germans in Pennsylvania. I continued my search to learn about German days. About 20 years before the previous article, I found this article that was written and finally told the whole story of German days. The article is from 1891, and its title is Day for Germans, German American Day set apart as an anniversary throughout the country, its significance, a distinctly American holiday, and how the German Americans of Eau Claire, Wisconsin observe it. The following article has many wonderful details about German Day. I'd like to share a few of those details with you now. The Germans celebrate the day of the landing of the first German pilgrims as the day on which the first Germans became citizens of their new country. This happened 207 years ago. William Penn, in his European travels, made the acquaintance of an intelligent and highly cultivated sect of pious or mystics. 13 families left the city of Orfeld in Germany and arrived in the ship Concord, the Mayflower of the Germans. At the place of their destination, on the 6th day of October, 1683, to settle on the land purchased from Penn. For the past 2 centuries, the leading characteristics of the Germans have been a taste for farming and mechanical labor, together with a joyful enjoyment of life. A large number of them were linen weavers, as well as small farmers. The early Germans showed a degree of industry so characteristic of their race. They built the first paper mill, the first type factory, and the first brewery on American soil. They manufactured the first glass and smelted the first iron in this country. The German pioneers were an intelligent as well as religious people. They also printed the first Bible in America. At the time of the Revolutionary War, the Germans contributed their share to free their adopted country. Witness the ardent patriotism of Peter Gabriel Muhlenberg at that time. One Sunday, after finishing an eloquent and patriotic sermon, he cast off his clerical garb and showed himself to his congregation in the uniform of an officer. After the close of the religious service, hundreds, inspired by his example, crowded around and enlisted as soldiers of the Revolution. Muhlenberg led his followers to strife and finally to victory, he was honored with the rank of Major General. At Yorktown, he and his trusty followers took the fortification of the enemy at the point of the bayonet, thus performing one of the most heroic acts of the war. 3 German major generals fought at Washington's side. In addition to Muhlenberg, there was Friedrich Wilhelm von Steuben, who had distinguished himself in the 7-Year War under Frederick the Great. Steuben was appointed Inspector General of the Army, a post which Congress created for him and which was only inferior to that of Commander-in-Chief. Steuben's plans were always distinguished for clearness and boldness, and the execution of his plan of the Battle of Yorktown by the brave soldiers of the Revolution happily terminated the long struggle for independence. Major General de Kalb, who lost his life in our cause at the Battle of Camden, was a Bavarian. German love of freedom and hatred of slavery manifested itself even among the early pioneers. To show how thoroughly the pioneer Germans were imbued with the true spirit of our institutions, it may be mentioned that as early as 1688, Pastorius drew up a memorial against slaveholding, which was adopted by the Germantown Friends and set up to the monthly meeting, and hence to the yearly meeting at Philadelphia. These German pioneers may be justly styled as the first abolitionists. At the time of our late Civil War, our German citizens may also point with pride to the fact that they were not derelict in their duty to their country. 7 German major generals fought for their adopted country in the late war. In the celebration of this event, we can all join with perfect propriety, for it is distinctively an American holiday, commemorating events in American history. It belongs to the history of our country as much as that of the landing of the Pilgrims in Plymouth. Now that I had the answer to my original question, I had a new question. Why had this American holiday disappeared? The answer, I believe, can be found in the Leader Telegram again, but this time it is from September 6, 1914. The title is German Americans Give Up Celebration.